Hello, beautiful people. Welcome in our podcast. Today, in our podcast, we have a very special guest, Jessy Correa. This girl is on fire, just like Alicia Keys is singing. Let me invite Jessy. Jessy. Invite. All right. So how are you guys doing? How is your day? We are waiting for Jessy right now, and we are going to talk about healing, healing after living abusive relationships. Jessy, our guest today. Hello! Hi, Jessy! How are you?
I'm doing fabulous. Hi, guys. Hello.
Oh, hola! Jessy is also speaking Spanish, right? Is that right?
Sí, soy Latina de Nicaragua. That's right.
You get so much loves from Joel and Precious, from Deepak Coach, Anastasia, from Redo 2425. A lot of your fans, I guess.
Oh, no, they're yours. They're just all amazing souls. Hi, guys.
Yes, so thank you so much for this love for Jessy. And I was just introducing you, my love. I was saying that you are entrepreneur. You are not only mom of 6 children, guys, 6 children. This woman is amazing. She's a supermodel. You need to follow her Instagram and check out her pictures. And this woman is also a writer. She's in the middle of writing her book, sharing her story. She is advocate. She has a big, huge heart, and she loves empowering, especially survivors. She shared with me her story and also vision for my documentary. And today, let's welcome Jessy.
Thank you, guys. Well, happy Friday, everyone. Yes.
Right, today is the Friday. So Jessy, I love your attitude. I love your positiveness. And I would like to ask you about actually red flags, about abusive relationships, and what to look at when we are dating, how to know if some relationship can be abusive.
Oh, wow. Well, I know, first of all, I had never dated, right? So I didn't really know what was right, what was wrong, what's red, white, blue, yellow, So really it's about educating our youth, educating our women, educating our men of certain behaviors and patterns, right? That can be controlling. So I've only been in one relationship my whole life, which was my marriage, right? And now it's an ex-husband, so I don't have an ex-boyfriend. So red flags are, whether you believe it or not, some of those controlling, low-key ways of being. For example, I used to wear a lot of makeup. I've always enjoyed makeup, and it was more of like, oh, you don't need that makeup. You're beautiful. You should put that. Somewhat starting to just restructure you, trying to really influence your authenticity, how you express yourself, right? With my makeup. Then it was like, oh, you don't need to wear those shorts. Start wearing long dresses, Oh, you shouldn't wear those type of shoes. These are the brands that you should wear. Basically removing your identity, right? Influencing to where they're not embracing who you are, which is the beauty. This is who you are. This is who you believe they'll fall in love with and who they enjoy. So the red flags are that manipulation. The red flags of, who are you talking to? Who are they? Wanting to know more detail. But yet when you ask them about, hey, who is this person? Oh, don't worry about it. They're no one, So it's more of controlling who you interact with and then kind of downplaying who they're around, the conversations they're with, their whereabouts. And I never thought that those would be red flags, right? And it was.
Right, because it seems like he loves me so much. He wants to know everything about me, right? He's so passionate, right?
Right. And even religion. I mean, when I was dating, it was like, I was Catholic, not that there's anything wrong with being a Catholic or Baptist, but considering like, well, if we get married, you can't be a Catholic anymore. You can't become a Baptist. And we get married, it has to be through the Baptist church, really just even taking and somewhat manipulating through your faith, which what happened? Uh-oh, I disappeared.
I think you got some maybe message, maybe the FBI call you.
I don't know. It was super weird. It just kind of faded. It keeps fading on me. But yeah, so those are some of the red flags that we don't realize, and also sending you a lot of messages trying to find out of your whereabouts and not allowing you to have the freedom. Basically, it's trust that they just start taking away from you, and just not being able to have just being yourself, you know. And you should always have that ability to do that. I'm sorry, guys, my phone keeps fading awkwardly. I don't know what's going on. Yeah.
You get so many loves also. Big love. Some is saying supermodel and athlete. You just get thousands of loves in the comments here.
I receive it. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, thank you, guys. If you have some question to Jessy, please write in the comments. Jessy is, I mentioned, mom of six supervisor as well, supermodel, supermodel, and also coach for survivors, helping survivors to live abusive relationship by sharing her story. I love what you said about trust and how you need to always justify yourself when it comes to abusive relationships, that you are always not enough for them, that you need to explain yourself, and always feel, oh my God, what will be the next, of his stories, like hyper vigilant, right? Not really enjoying your makeup, or, you have beautiful t-shirts. Show us your t-shirt today.
Oh, yeah. So my girlfriend gave me this beautiful shirt. I love the woman I've become because I fought to become her. And it meant so much to me because, I fought hard. And it's still, an everyday moment, right? But I thought, it really signifies a lot. And I just cried. So, but thank you for allowing me to show it. I had to wear it. It means
Can we order that t-shirt from you? I love the woman I become. Is that right?
Yeah.
You get some love from Deepak Couch from Anastasia. She sent you love.
Yes, love back to you. But one thing I didn't talk about red flags was even when it comes to being pressured into having sex, right?
Right.
I was a virgin, and it was like, and to me, my virginity was something so huge because, it was something I cherished, I honored, and having to have felt pressure to it was another level, and you don't have to feel that way, right? So that's important. Whether you're a virgin or not, it's not the point, it's your body, right? Respect it. And that is a very fine boundary that you have absolutely every right to say, I'm not ready, or whatever, right? And I was pressured into it, and I somehow felt like I was obligated to having to be with this man because I lost my virginity to him, so he's supposed to be my husband, that kind of thing. So that's important to be able to to voice that, and finding yourself being subjected to having to give your body. No, it's yours. It's your temple. It's your vessel. It's to be honored. So, I wanted to bring attention to that. My light just went off in the room, guys. I'm having absolutely everything possible happen right now.
The universe is saying you are the light, Jessy. Like, you are the light. You get sure, we can wait if you want to switch on. Also, you have a comment from Anastasia. Thank you for sharing. Yeah, thank you for sharing. Yes. Amen from Aber Legado. Hey Amber, how are you? So it's so true when it comes to sex and being in a relationship, that belief that if you give your virginity to a man, that's the man you should stay with, right? Especially that belief is coming from religion somewhere, right? Right. So that belief that you have a choice, right? That you can choose for yourself, even when you get bullied by your society or family, that you get to choose yourself. And even it's easy to say, right? So, oh my gosh, the time is going. So I would like to ask you, what was your aha moment? What helped you to leave that relationship?
Oh, wow. It sounds crazy to say that I had to first go through an emotional disattachment so then the physical could take place, really. Because my aha moment, well, honestly, I had a lot of aha moments. It was just accepting the reality that it was my life and my children that was at risk. But the biggest moment that I realized it was time to leave him was when he was when one of my sons, Chronicles, almost died under his care. He trained him so hard, my son had a heat stroke and collapsed, and his body temperature was 108 and his organs were shutting down. And when I got picked up at work, I showed up, my son was on a stretcher unconscious. And at that moment, it had led to a point where I cannot continue subjecting my children to this. Mind you, aha moments you would think was when we had a physical altercation when we moved to Miami and I was pregnant, and he physically assaulted me and pinned me against the bedpost and I miscarried because he was hitting me. That wasn't an aha moment, you know? So I'm sharing that because we can find ourselves with a lot of aha moments of being physically assaulted, verbally afraid, but it led to me to a point where as a mom, I knew that now my children were really at risk of losing their lives, basically. And I had to take ownership to change the trajectory of my legacy, of the generations to come, and stand up against abuse and say no more. And it wasn't easy. It wasn't, because I told the nurses, I told the social workers, and they handed me over a packet like this thick. They were like, here's some resources. And I felt alone. It was like, you have to own this. So that was a moment for me to say, I'm not going to pay the rent anymore. I'm not going to continue having my kids. And that was March, and I left him July 4th, 2016. And it was the second time I left him. So I tried leaving him that summer before. That's a whole nother story. But those months were months that I had to mentally and physically just start detaching myself, and made up my mind that wherever I was going was going to be much better than what I was leaving behind. And I took a leap of faith. I totally took a leap of faith. But that was my aha moment when I saw my son unconscious, and whoa. And I didn't know if it was going to wake up.
I'm sorry for that. And I'm also glad that you chose to fight for yourself. Yeah, give yourself a hug. And your family, because of you save yourself, you save your children, and you save your husband as well from getting into troubles, right? With, let's say, into deeper troubles. Amber is saying you are a warrior, and I say you are a super warrior. And you get a lot of loves from Anastasia also, from Coach. I admire you. Like, I personally, I love you as my sister, my friend, and we love you here for your soul, your spirit, because how hard it had to be with 6 children, guys, 6 children, you alone, right? Feeling, am I able to do it? Am I able to start everything from beginning? So I would love to ask you about healing. What did it take? What does it take to heal from the moment when you leave the relationship to the moment when you are right now creating your own empire, your momentum, when you're empowering people, going on podcasts, right?
Yeah.
Different on YouTube, and writing your book and making your own business.
Yeah.
What advices could you give us if we're still in the process of healing?
Yeah, you know, it was tough. I realized that the journey has been for 5 years when I left him in 2016, and what has helped transform that pain into joy is acknowledging what an amazing wife I was, acknowledging what an incredible partner, acknowledging that I did treat him as a king, acknowledging that I was always present, acknowledging that I took care of my home, really looking at my strengths during the marriage, instead of he had affairs, he never, came through as far as being a provider, he mistreated me, just looking at the dark part of it, it continues kind of like festering that wound, you would say, that pain. I'm not gonna lie and be like, oh, I wasn't bitter, I wasn't angry. Absolutely, I was hurt. I mean, he's the only man I've loved in my life. It's like, that's it. That's what it is. But I couldn't hold on to that pain and that resentment and that bitterness, because it's like gangrene into your heart that'll spread. So, first of all, my faith has been my root, my foundation, and reminding first and foremost that my God never leaves me nor forsakes me, that all things work together for good for those who love him. So the scriptures that I have spoken into my life over and over have played a significant role, understanding that his promises are yea and amen, and that he gets the glory from my story. And at the same time, I'll share that it's been maybe around 4 or 5 months that I prayed for him. I have. And that was a huge step for me, because I realized that is a hurting, broken soul, and it needs healing. And I've presented him, and when the children pray, I've prayed for him. And it's given me a lot more peace in the situation. So I'm not telling you need to pray for him because you might be praying for the wrong thing. You want to pray for the right thing, but I just encourage you to just really look at yourself in the light that you have always been. If you're in that healing process, it doesn't have to be a husband. It could be a partner. It could be a family member that has hurt you, and we're all in a healing journey together. But what has been the most monumental healing tool has been sharing my story. Being open, being vulnerable, being very just transparent. And we truly do heal by healing others. So that one has been like the game changer in my life, and it's also given room to my children to open up more from their pain and their journey to sharing it with me and with others as well. So so that's what I would encourage folks to do.
I love that. I love the comment on connecting with creator. We've also comments from Amber. She is saying parents are here. Yep, Amber has a baby girl, so she's relating, and also she sent you some smiles. It's probably about the comment when you said about praying, but to know for what you pray. Right? So right, so when it comes to confidence and growing as in career, like figuring out what you want to do for the rest of your, not like for the rest of your life, but for the next couple of years with your time, since your children are out of home. So what helped you the most to grow your confidence, your self-esteem, and also your beautiful body? Like nobody talks about it, but you look amazing. Like I watch your pictures. You just came back from it was a show, right? What was the name of that show?
It was a bikini body competition. It was a novice. I've never competed in my life, and I'm going to tell you, it was difficult. First of all, thank you for the compliment. Yes, thank you very much.
Guys, you think Jessy is amazing. Give her applause. Just
thank you, guys. But the self-confidence, that one's big. That one's big because I had to really fight a lot of the negative words that were spoken to me throughout the marriage, of my self-image, of my insecurity. He fed into those insecurities so much that you know what I did? I actually sat down, and this was back in 2016 when I left him, and I wrote down all of the negative things he said to me to get them out of me. And I wept, and I was in so much pain, and they were very evil things. But I knew that I had to get them out of my mind and out of my heart. And even though they'll come back, I had written them and put them in paper, and I defined that that is not who I was, that they came from someone who was insecure, who lacked confidence, and who was trying to rob me from my light because it was so great. Okay, now I'm not going to say I didn't go through the journey of insecurity, of like the weight that I gained. I mean, 7 years ago, I was 226 pounds. In 3 months after giving birth to Jerusalem, I blew up. And it was like I internalized so much of it. I was size almost 22. And 7 years later, here I am at 144, size 8. You know? And and then I know, and some would be like, oh my gosh, but you know what? It wasn't the physical weight. It wasn't the cuteness of the bikini and the glamour. It was just totally letting go of that emotional weight as well. You know, it was a mental battle. And through the confidence, I did tons of affirmations. Affirmations are like, you're beautiful, you're powerful, you're light, you're restoration, you're renewal, you're unstoppable. You know, it's just like we have to say these things to ourselves. You're a creator, you're an innovator, you live in abundance. There's no lack over your life. There's wealth, there's joy, there's happiness, there's freedom, there's peace. I mean, I can go on. You know, you're a leader. These are the things that I just had to constantly remind myself. And through that journey, I will tell you, I had lack in the sense of like food, what somebody would say. But guess what? I said, I don't live in lack. I'm grateful for this rice. I'm grateful for these beans. My boys and my girls, sometimes it's just potatoes and beans because that's the cheapest you could have. And I will cut the potatoes in little pieces and I will serve them to my babies and we will rejoice because this is food, okay? Living in a 2-bedroom apartment when we first moved, it was infested with roaches, but I had a home. I had a home. It is what it is, you know? And I found myself being blessed where I just moved to a 3-bedroom and someone would be like, a bedroom? Believe you me, having your own room is huge. So, you know, just really building that self-esteem of getting up in the morning and just thanking God for being able to have my right mind and be able to move my body. And don't think I didn't deal with the insecurity of like, am I going to be loved again? Being told no man's going to want you. You're old, you're dried out. Men are not going to want a woman with 6 kids. This is the kind of garbage this individual say to me. And I'm only sharing it because I had to dissociate from all of that because he would call me a quitter. And I would say, I'm a quitter if I stay. That was so I knew that I won the day I left him. And no matter what I felt, I would always be a winner. And I was creating opportunities for my children. And I would show my kids that no matter what happens, your circumstances do not define you. Okay? And I always held on to my God. And I reminded myself, you're fearfully and wonderfully made, and marvelous are his works. You're created in his image. You know, you're light of this world, salt of this earth. So I'm telling you things that I had to tell my, you know, I had to do. So building that. And then the whole bikini competition was about making my body become a physical manifestation of how mentally strong I've had to be. Because if you transform your mind, you have the ability of transforming absolutely everything. Believe me, it's possible. And yeah, I did it. I hit that. Yeah. Yeah, I did it. I did it. Yeah. Yeah.
You are a superstar, Jessy, and you are amazing inspiration for all of us here. We get comment also from and hearts from Amber. I need this today that I have continually remind myself. Thank you. Write those words of affirmations. They're amazing. And there are some people who are not into like affirmations, right? And so they do, I don't know, visualization or they do their meditations, right? So there is so many ways, guys, I believe, right? So like for me, affirmation work great as well, but I see that some people are like, they don't connect with affirmation so much. So that's why I think that it's good to talk about the variety, different ways of healing, right?
Yeah, because I meditate. I do meditate. I do 10, 15 minutes every morning. I meditate to ground myself. I do that as well. And I didn't mention it. So I agree with you. Absolutely. Yes.
And Jessy, can I ask you how that previous relationship and you leaving from that relationship impacted your children when they see happy mom right now and them before?
You know, that's a great question because if you look at my older 3 children, they're amazing. You know, they're powerful. However, they're more quiet when it comes to voicing certain things, even though they're going through their own healing journey. But then when you look at my younger 3, their voice is like, oh no, we're not going to do that, mom. Oh yes, this is what I want. So when I tell you it impacted them, it's because I was a different mom and woman with the older 3. And of course, we're all going through their healing journey. And I've seen their transformation kicking in, but you can also see where now they're feeling more comfortable of voicing how they feel. So that has been huge because we would walk on eggshells. Now there's a space, a safe space created in the home where they are actually more comfortable even when they're outside of speaking, standing up for themselves. But I will share one thing my daughter Jedi Dream told me last January. I came home one day and she was crying, and then I'm trying to figure out what's going on with this child. And she said a friend of hers was sharing how he's never seen the parents bickering, and she remembered how we were always fighting and arguing. There was always something going on. But she said to me, "But I'm glad you left Daddy, because had you stayed, I would have been like you used to be. But now that you left him, I own my voice." So they own the voice. So yeah, that said it all, you know.
So it stopped with you.
Yeah. It stops with us. We have the power of totally, you know, shifting the paradigm all the way.
Well, you're amazing manifester, Jessy. There is a comment from Amber. How do you meditate with 6 children?
It's possible. I mean, I do CrossFit at 5 a.m. every morning when they're asleep. So it has to be in the morning. And also, we've learned how to how to create a space where they understand this is a healthy boundary. This is my time. And it's important because they deserve it. By me teaching them to respect mine, they learn how to have folks respect theirs. And as they grow up, they start understanding how to set these healthy boundaries, which I didn't know it existed till I turned 42 about healthy boundaries. I read a book. I'm like, what do you mean healthy boundaries? So I'm teaching them how to have healthy boundaries. Yes.
Well, and I didn't know about boundaries neither until recently. So it is, you know, I think we as a females, especially because of that energy and culture where woman is submissive, having boundaries is more into male energy. I would like to ask you actually, because there could be some parents here having child custody, how to deal with the narcissist, with the person, with the abuser when you are after the divorce. Can you give some advices on that? How to do you go no contact, or do you have meditator, or?
Wow, you know, I'm learning that one moment, but it was tough, but it's possible because I'm not co-parenting. I'm counter-parenting. That's night and day. So when the children come to me, there's a place of decompression they have to go through. The way I have to contact my ex-husband has to be through text. I made the mistake of allowing him into my space, where he's around me and you can see where he just wants to just bully me with his demeanor or his words. So that's where the healthy boundary had to come in, because he felt like he could raise his voice at me and scream at me like before, and I had to remind him, we don't do that anymore. Things have changed. So I would encourage anyone to really just limit the text. However, even with text messages, they'll try to go tit for tat and pull you, because it's about power. It's about control. It's about knowing that they're somehow affecting and influencing you. So you have to really be strong and say, I responded. I'm no longer going to get caught up in that going back and forth, which is what that's their thrill, really, you know, just knowing that they're controlling you. So I limit my communication either by email or by text. And believe me, sometimes I get like 3 paragraphs of an email and I'm like, I'm not going to read it. It's not necessary. So it's you respecting.
Even now.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's enough. Yeah. So that's what I've had to do, and understand that we don't entertain that. I'm not in that space. No.
Right. I rise above. Yeah. And here are my standards, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah. Wow. I'm so excited to talk. Maybe in the future we can talk about dating and green flags, or is there anything when it comes to dating again, would you like to add, or?
Oof. You know, I found myself being open to dating. Interesting enough, I had somewhat found myself attracted to similar ways of being of what I had before. And when I say that, it was more of but I was married to a reverend, right? Minister is where my ex-husband was. Anyways, and I thought a man about scripture and prayer and all of that, not realizing that they were also controlling. So I had to acknowledge that some of these red flags we can find ourselves attracted to again. It happens. It happens, you know, I have to own it. So I've had to really allow myself to have the space of healing for me personally. That's my journey. Because I thought that, hey, my girlfriends were like, you're single, you need to fight, you know, you still got it. I had to prove myself, like, yeah, I still got game. That was a hilarious journey, you know, but I got to learn that I complete myself. I
Mm.
to have a man in my life. Is it beautiful? Absolutely. Do I welcome meeting someone? Yes. I think there's a beautiful human out there for me all the way. But I think we have to take our time. We really do. Um, the red flags would be someone that I had someone say to me, you have a little bit too much energy for me right now. I was like, what the heck? What do you mean I have too much energy? We're at a dinner time. So that right there is a red flag. You're not letting me be myself. I'm a happy, lovely, excited. I mean, I'm full of life, you know? So I didn't
Mm.
appreciate that. That kind of thing. But to be honest, when you're dating, you have 6 kids and you don't look like it and you don't look like you're 43, that's a whole nother story, you know, of the younger man you can attract. But it's really an interesting journey. It really is. But you get to value yourself more. So take your time is what I'm trying to say.
Right. I
Find
love
you.
that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Time and space, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. And somebody mentioned to date at least, like before re-engaging, to date at least for 8 months, because it takes 8 months for somebody to show some pathological traits. Well, all of us has some toxicity in some level, right? So to get somebody to know, to spend like at least 8 months, right?
Yeah.
And to see that double face somewhere, right?
And I believe it's important to share what you've been through so they
It
can
is.
understand some of the triggers that you yourself are starting to learn about. So they can, if they're willing to journey with you, because we're always healing. So I think that's important. And you may not want to share it right away, but if the time is, when the time is, just for them to know what you've been through, because you don't know their story, and it might open up a space for them to share theirs. So, but don't rush yourself, you know. And I believe that your energy will attract. If you're in a good place and you're in a healing, you know, journey, it'll the universe will bring it to you. You know, God will bring it to you. Yeah.
Right. All right. I love that because of we are mirror, like what we have inside us will finally manifest outside, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Amber is saying attraction to good qualities is better than being attracted to attention. That's so right. Like because of when we are in abusive relationships, many times because we crave that attention somewhere, the love booming, the being like special, unique, and that when that disappear, then when the honeymoon is over, that's when the abuse also starts, right? So the good qualities like standards, right? Like loyalty or honesty or just being consistent. I think when somebody is consistent, right? And they are not making up, salad words,
You're right. Your morals, your
excuses.
values. Yeah.
Guys, we are going to soon finish. If you have some questions to Jessy, write in the comments. Jessy's entrepreneur, author, supermodel, mom of 6 for anybody who joined right now. And I have one question for you about your vision, Jessy. What is your vision? What are you passionate? What are you working on? And share with us,
You know,
please.
that has really allowed me to see. I've really aligned myself more and more, and my vision is not only sharing my story, but really being that light of empowerment for men and women to be able to see that they're not only worthy, but they're able to really reach those goals, really come out of whatever's held them bound for years, break those chains, break those shackles of doubts, fear, confusion, oppression, depression, and just really allowing folks to be the best version of themselves, owning it and walking into it. That's my vision. Being able to not only coach them, being able to use my story as I write my book as well, for them to use it somewhat, because our story can really become somewhat of a, I guess, a roadmap for someone, you know, in their life journey to see and say,
Absolutely. Yes,
right?
totally.
Yeah, to be able to say, I can do this, you know, to show that I'm not any stronger, I'm not any better. I just made a choice. I chose myself, and I owned it. No matter what, I show up. And so yeah, that's the vision for folks to really just own that light that we all see you, but for you to see yourself in it and to shine brighter and to own it, you know, and to always finish what you start. It's possible, you know, just being committed, being disciplined, being consistent. And it's an everyday journey, and we all have all of that. That treasure that we're all seeking, guess what? It's always here. It's always been there.
Hey, you're amazing motivational speaker, Jessy. You're talking from your heart. We have also comments from Amber saying, yes, amen for that, what you are speaking on your vision, writing your book. We all want to get to read this book. So, Jessy, what is your superpower?
Oh my God, my superpower, whoosh, that's a good one. My superpower is resilience. Yeah.
Resilience.
Resilience. That's my superpower. Yeah. Yeah, I can think of many more, but that's the one that came to my mind right now.
Yeah, that's a powerful one, right? Because of who on this world will go what you went through, right? And decide to take it, that it happened for you, to grow, to transform, to be a light and shining light for others, right? Because of you decided to choose that grow mindset, that you know what, that was just maybe this point of my life, but there is 70 years of my life, what I'm going to do, right? That question mark, and opening your heart for the universe and miracles. I think it's amazing. And I'm super glad we met. Thank you so much for taking part in the documentary, sharing your story. And thank you for being on our podcast, Jessy. Amber is saying, always finish what you start. Thank you. Right, that's what you said.
Yes.
That's so true, because sometimes we get passionate and things are well, and then there are obstacles and we're like, oh, maybe it's not for me. Maybe God doesn't want me to do it, blah, 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 right? So it's so important to, maybe last question, how you don't lose motivation? What keeps you on fire?
Oh my God. Okay, so for example, what I just did, what kept me on fire was, whether you believe it or not, having each and every one of you hold me accountable, sharing what I'm doing, talking about what I'm going for, being very open about, this is what I'm doing, this is what I want to get done, this is where I'm struggling with. It's really just accountability, really. And you'll be surprised what matters when you start telling people of the things that you do, like, hey, what's going on? What's up with that thing? And you're like, you know what, you're right. So it makes you more conscious of your word. So basically makes you keep your word to yourself by sharing it with others. Yeah, it really has, because I was putting it out there. Even me telling you guys about my book, I'm freaking out over here, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I keep talking about the book. Because I shared it because I want you to hold me accountable, because we do this together. Community is important. And we all experienced that during COVID, right? Right? Come on now. It's so true. So that was a key component in my life, because that way people, whenever they saw that I was having some sort of challenge, speak life into me. And believe you me, you give that type of energy, it comes to you. It really does. It really does. So that accountability is important. And somebody will probably say, hey, what you're doing, try to keep it quiet. Yes, we understand. Absolutely, to an extent. But if you have this fire, if you have this goal that you want to meet, whether it be losing weight, whether it be wanting to buy a house, whether it is just going for a promotion or transforming, I don't know, your relationship, saying, hey guys, you know what, I really want my marriage to be more fun. I want to add more excitement to it. You'll be surprised ideas that you can get from married couples. I mean, I can just go on, you know, but that's what it is. It was the accountability from each and every one of these beautiful souls in my life that I kept saying, hey guys, I'm going to do the competition. Hey guys, I'm eating this boiled chicken. You know,
Right. Yeah. No tacos.
Oh, I had those tacos in Texas. Oh, I had a blast. Yeah, I gave
To celebrate.
I did. All the way.
Yeah. So thank you so much, Jessy. And how people can find you, how people can connect with you. I just wanted to make the point, I love what you said about the community, how it is important, because I feel that's the only way we are connected. The power of community, the power of feeling that you are not going alone, but together. So when there are some obstacles, you basically have this communication, open a communication to talk with somebody, so you don't get stuck in your own mind, right? And feeling the negative criticism, right, coming to your head, telling you whatever, right? Or you are not this, not that, not too much this, too less this. So
Yeah.
it is so important to have tribe, people who understand you, right?
Yes.
And who have the same values, let's say, who are supportive, right? So thank you for saying that. And you are, for me, amazing role model, example. So thank you for being on our show, for speaking up. Is there anything I didn't ask you before I asked you for your social media?
No, I think it's been amazing, and I'm honored, and I don't take it lightly, just this moment and everyone who has joined and all of those who will be listening to it later, because there's a reason why you're here. There's a reason why you're listening to this, and I pray that this empowers you, transforms you, and allows you to really walk into that you've been created to be, when you were put on this universe. Yeah. That's me.
Amen. Amen. Yes, I love that. I love that. I'm totally in. So how can we find you? Tell us about, well, guys, you can see here, I think your Instagram name, I don't know if it appears, but for anybody who will watch it and doesn't see it.
Yeah, it's just my Instagram, Jessy Correa, and you can find me on Facebook as well. You can go ahead and DM me, and I definitely, I'm here available for you, to support you, and to journey with you. And like I said, I'm available to coach. I'm available to even journey with your fitness. I'm a mom of children,
Really?
a
That's
wife.
cool.
I've homeschooled. I've experienced a lot of things in my life that you'll be surprised how open and available I am for you. And yeah, so that's the only two ways right now. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you, Jessy. And for anybody who is in love with Jessy, please follow Jessy, comment. And I also connect with Jessy on Facebook or Instagram. And I also pick up a song for you before we finish. I send it for you. Wait. Fire! Be on fire! This girl is on fire! Bye, everybody. Thank you.
God bless you.
Thank you,
Bye,
Jessy.
guys.
Bye. Thank you, love. I love you.
Love you. Bye. Bye, guys.